Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My name is Satchidanand Das, and I am a servant of Iskcon Niagara Falls. On behalf of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Founder Acharya, and all the council members, I would like to welcome to our weekly Saturday program, where here's the program schedule for today. So today, the servant will do the opening kirtan slash a bhajan, honoring Lord Nityananda. Today we are celebrating the appearance of Lord Nityananda, which just happened a couple days ago. And we will be celebrating this by singing a very famous bhajan by Narottam Das Thakur, which is Nitai Pada Kamala. And followed by that, we have a very special speaker today, His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah Janardhana Maharaj from Vrindavan. After that, after Maharaj's lecture, we will be opening up the microphone for everyone, whosoever wishes to ask any questions or any reflections that you would like to express towards Maharaj. And then there will be a closing kirtan slash bhajan, also honoring Lord Nityananda. So without further ado, let us start the kirtan, and then I will introduce you Maharaj very shortly just before his lecture. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Pada Kamala, Koti Chandra Sushitala, Je Chaya Jagat Judai. Bhajan, please. Nitai pada kamala koti chandra sushi tala je chaya jagata jurai. Nitai pada kamala koti chandra sushi tala je chaya jagata jurai. Nitai vine bhai Radha Krishna paite na Nitai vine Radha Krishna paite na Drida kori dharo nitai paya Drida kori dharo nitai paya Drida kori dharo nitai paya Drida kori dharo nitai paya. Hari Bol. Se sambandhanai jaan Britha janma gelo Se pashu boro durachar Se sambandhanai jaan Britha janma gelo সেই পশু বড় দুরাচার নিতাই না বলিল মুখে মাঝিল সংসার সুখে নিতাই না বলিল মুখে माझिलो संसार सुखे विद्याकुल की कोरी बेतार विद्याकुल की कोरी बेतार विद्याकुल की कोरी बेतार विद्याकुल की कोरी बेतार हरि बोल अहंकार मत होया निताय पद पाशा रिया असत्य रे सत्य कोरी मानी अहंकार मत होया निताय पद पाशा रिया असत्य रे सत्य कोरी मानी नितायेर करुणा हबे ब्रजे राधा कृष्णा पाइबे करुणा हबे व्रज राधा कृष्णा पाइबे धरोनी ताई चरण दुखानी धरोनी ताई चरण दुखानी धरोनी ताई चरण दुखानी धरोनी ताई चरण दुखानी हरि बोल निताय चरण सत्य ताहारो सेवक नित्य निताय पद सदा तोरो आशा निताय चरण सत्य ताहारो सेवक नित्य निताय पद कोरो सदायाशा नरोत्तम बड़ो दुखी निताय मोरे करो सुखी बड़ो दुखी निताई मोरे करो सुखी राखो रंग चरणेर पाशा राखो रंग चरणेर पाशा राखो रंग चरणेर पाशा राखो रंग चरणेर पाशा निताई पद कमल कोटि चंद्र सुशीतल जे छाया जगत जुड़ा हेनो निताई वीणे राधा कृष्ण पाइते ना दृढ़ कोरी धरो निताय पाय 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 जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि निताई गौरांग गौर हरि निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग गौर हरि आजानुलंबित भुजो कर कायम धातो संकीर्तनै पितरवो कमलायताक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्म पालो वंदे जगत प्रिय करुणाय अवतारो निताई गौरांग गौर हरि बोलो निताई गौरांग गौर हरि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Lalita Vishakha, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Lalita Vishakha, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Vancha kalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhyaeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again, my name is Satchidanand Das, and I am your servant at Iskcon Niagara Falls. And today is February 27th, Sunday, our weekly program. Today is a very special program. It is in regards to Lord Nityananda, the Appearance Day celebration. And we have a very special guest speaker today, His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah Janardhana Swami. So I would like to introduce Maharaj. Of course, Maharaj probably doesn't need much of an introduction in the Toronto area or in Vrindavan. But nevertheless, it is my pleasure to welcome Maharaj today. And Maharaj, Bhakti Anugrah Janardhana Maharaj is a disciple, a sannyas disciple, and also previously the other two initiations by His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He actually migrated to the Toronto area in 1980 from the Philippines. And as a teenager, Maharaj was always interested in spiritual topic matters, such as yoga, reincarnation, meditation. And when he was around only 14 or 15 years old, uh, Maharaj first came across Srila Prabhupada's books such as Perfection of Yoga, An Easy Journey to the planets, to other planets, and also the publication, Iskcon publication, Back to Godhead. In 1984, Maharaj actually visited the Iskcon Toronto temple for the first time, where he was really inspired by the spiritual environment. And he eventually moved into the temple. What a big decision and amazing. And he became the secretary and also started taking part in the book distribution. He first visited India in 1987, and he went to Sri Vrindavan Dham and was instantly enchanted by the spiritual potency of the Dham, which led him to go on regular annual visits. And in 2002, Maharaj ended up moving into the Vrindavan temple. Haribol. In Kartik of 2013, Maharaj accepted the sannyas order and gained further responsibilities in the temple. He was in charge of the brahmacharis and coordinated many festivals. He is also the vice president of the Iskcon Krishna Balram Mandir in Vrindavan. Additionally, Maharaj is an expert mridanga player. He loves congregational chanting of the holy names and is always eager to help others in their progress in Krishna consciousness, in their spiritual journey, which is why he regularly travels to preach many places in India and Russia, the Philippines, Canada, and the US. So he's a very well-known face. This is really an amazing thing. It simply reminds us all of the prediction that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had made 500 years ago. Prithvichadi Nagaradigram Sarvatra Hoibe Mor Nam Prachar. How Srila Prabhupada in every town and village all over the world spread Krishna consciousness. Although externally speaking, Maharaj's body is from the Philippines, he, took to Krishna consciousness and he has reached the highest ashram in the Varnashram Dharma, which is Sannyas Ashram. And like Bhaktivinoda Thakur had also predicted that one day there will be a house where everyone will be able to live in, cultivate their Krishna consciousness. And very rightfully, our movement is called the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, where every jiva has an opportunity to be reconnected. Personally, I've known Maharaj at least for the last 22 years. And always when I go to Vrindavan Dham, with his kind words, he's always asking me if I'm well situated, if I'm well taken care of, if I'm comfortable. And that is Maharaj's nature, always taking care of his guests. And one of the things that I really have observed over the years is Maharaj is a very, very strict personality when it comes to sadhana, bhakti. He has been the temple commander for many years in Vrindavan, and he really commands the respect from all quarters, right from the newly joined devotees to the seasoned brahmacharis and other senior Vaishnavas, including Prabhupada disciples. And he has actually been an exemplary personality himself, not just preaching to others, but he actually practices what he preaches in terms of his sadhana. I have personally seen that not a single day he has probably missed Mangal Arati when he is, wherever he is, and especially in the Vrindavan Dham. And it is like, you can adjust your clock. Every morning Maharaj is there in front of the deities before the deity curtains open. And then after the darshan, immediately he proceeds forward to offer his obeisances to Srila Prabhupada at the Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi. And then he circumambulates the temple. This is his routine. And along with so many other responsibilities, don't get fooled by his young looks. He's got that experience behind. and he is an amazing preacher as well. So without further ado, Maharaj, I would like to welcome you to Iskcon Niagara, and please give us your association. Maharaj, you may unmute your microphone and let us all take advantage of Maharaj's association. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Satyanandan Prabhu, and the devotees in Niagara region area. I've seen Vaishnav Prabhu is there. I think Mother Subhuti was there a while ago also.
She's still there, Maharaj. She's still there.
Still there.
Yeah, yes, Maharaj.
Some devotees known for few years, and I'm so happy to see them at least in this platform of what you may say streaming live. So I'm very, very honored, and it's a great privilege to be with you today. You are observing Lord Nityananda's appearance day. We celebrated here in Vancouver last Wednesday. Yes, and then Thursday I did for the devotees in maritime area, like New Brunswick or Nova Scotia area. So yes, since you already chanted that Nitai Padakamala so sweetly, I will just go directly to the topic for today, being the Holy Appearance Day anniversary of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, which you are celebrating today because it's the time of your weekly program. So yes, Lord Nityananda is a very special personality because he's none other than the Supreme Lord, but in a different mood. First of all, I'd like to offer my obeisances to the Guru Parampara. Om Gyanan Timirandasya Gyanan Gyana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Shajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Si Visakanditamscha He Krishna Karuna Shindo Dinabando Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Dapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanisbari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Narottam Das Thakur has also, in one of his songs, he mentions Brajendra Nandanaye Sachi Sutta Hoilo Se Balaram Hoilo Nitai. So that same Brajendra Nandan, dearmost of Braj, darling of Braj, came as the son of Mother Sachi 500 years ago, that Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement, the Yuga Dharma in this day and age, to spread the holy name of the Lord in every town and village. And along with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, along with him, the Panchatattva, of course, si Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, si Advaita Gadadhar, si Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. That Lord Nityananda is none other than Lord Balaram. Balaram, Hoilo Nitai. Yes. So Lord Nityananda is none other than Lord Balaram. And Balaram means, according to the Vedic literature, it says, Nayam Atmabala Hinena Labhya Nabahuna Shrutena. Bala means strength. And there are two kinds of strength. There is the material strength and there is the spiritual strength. But that strength, and when you say Balaram, because Lord Nityananda means Balaram Tattva. There is no way that we can speak on Lord Nityananda without speaking on Lord Balaram, because they're the same personality. So the spiritual strength that Balaram has, this is what we need in order for us to become successful in our pursuit of spiritual life. Without this strength coming from Lord Balaram, we will not be successful. Our attempt will be futile. So Balaram, it says, is the first expansion of Lord Krishna in the matter of his pastimes, Leela. And Prabhupada says there is no difference between Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram. The only difference is their bodily structure or bodily feature. The original form of the Supreme Lord is Swayam Prakash, the three bending form, Tribanga form, the personality who is wearing a peacock feather on his head, who is bluish, blackish in complexion, and always accompanied by his flute. His yellow silken dhoti also adorn his body. So this is Krishna, Swayam Prakash. According to Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, further, the Supreme Lord expanded himself in Prabhav Prakash and Vaibhav Prakash. Now, the Prabhav Prakash, according to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, is Krishna himself, the same bodily feature and the same mood. And the example that is given is that when Lord Krishna danced in the Rasa Leela dance with the gopis, so Krishna expanded himself into so many Krishnas, depends on how many gopis there are, and those Krishnas, they were dancing with the other gopis. So this is Prabhav Prakash. And what is the difference is that the Swayam Prakash, the original form of the Supreme Lord, is dancing with Radharani. You can see the difference now? Krishna as original form, Swayam Prakash, is dancing with Radharani. How can you tell the Prabhav Prakash? Well, they are all dancing with the other gopis, the other Krishnas. Now, Vaibhav Prakash means Krishna also, that expansion is none other than Krishna, but different bodily feature or structure and a different mood. So the first expansion, Prabhupada gave example also is like a room full of candles, and the original candle that is already lit up with light is Krishna. And the first candle that was lit up with that original candle that has light on it is Balaram. And then all others candles also, expansions of the Supreme Lord, they all have the same feature as the Supreme Lord. Same opulence, same power, same strength, beauty, knowledge, to the unlimited degree. So Balaram is by Bhav Prakash because his color is different. He's Krishna, but his color is different. He is whitish, crystal in color. And his mood is not the same as Lord Krishna. The mood of Lord Krishna is to accept service, Sevyaman. The mood of the Supreme Lord in Krishna form, in that Swayam Prakash form, is to accept service. Now, Balaram, his mood is not to accept service, but to give service to Lord Krishna. That's why they're always together. And the mood of Balaram, whether he's younger or older, is always to serve Krishna. It's like in the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Lakshman, who is an expansion of Lord Balaram, younger brother, but he's there always serving Lord Ramachandra. And in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda is there, expansion of Lord Balaram. His mood is always to serve Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So same thing, Krishna and Balaram, 5,000 years ago, the mood of Balaram is always to serve Lord Krishna. So this is the difference by Bhav Prakash. Now he says that the first quadruple expansion is Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. So that Sankarshan is again the Mahashankarshan, the first expansion of Vasudev, Krishna himself. And then all of these different features, the quadruple hand of the Supreme Lord in Vaikuntha, those different Narayan forms. It says there are 24 main forms depending on where these different items that the Supreme Lord is holding. This Gada, Chakra, Padma, and Sudarshan. Gada, Chakra, Padma, and the, what you call this, Shank, the conch shell. So the Lord, accordingly, these different features of the Supreme Lord, holding these 4 items, or 24 of them, they all came from Mahashankarshan. Okay, so now the material world, the first expansions of the Supreme Lord in the material world are the Purusha avatars. Purusha avatars. Now these Purusha avatars also came from Mahashankarshan. Okay, or the second Sankarshan. So now it says that the Mahavishnu, the Karuna Dakashai Vishnu, because the whole entire material world, half of it is filled up with Karana ocean. This is celestial ocean. It is not touched by the material elements or ingredients. So through the glance of Mahavishnu, then the whole material world comes into existence. And then in every universe, Mahavishnu expanded himself further into Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. Now the whole universe, for example, our universe is also covered, half filled with this Garbhodak ocean, where Garbhodakashaya Vishnu is lying down in the lap or in Sesanag. And from his abdomen, a lotus flower sprout. And this is where the first being, Lord Brahma, appeared. So ultimately, we are all Mamai Vamso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. All the living beings They're all coming from Mahashankarshan. Okay, so it's like, it says also that the Supreme Lord, Lord Balaram, with his energy, he expanded himself as Vrindavan. Because his main purpose is to serve Lord Krishna. So he further expanded himself into Vrindavan. And Lord Balaram also expanded himself into the form where Lord Krishna will sleep. His bed, Lord Krishna's slippers, Lord Krishna's umbrella, Lord Krishna's flute, Lord Krishna's peacock feather, Lord Krishna's dhoti. These are all expansions coming from Lord Balaram's energy. Okay, so now Lord Balaram also is called Anantasesh. Anantasesh. That means Ananta means unlimited, and Shesha Naga means serpent. So it says that Anantasesh has unlimited hoods and has jewel on top of his head. And also Anantasesh is carrying each and every universe on his hood. He has unlimited hoods. We have unlimited universes in the material world. 1/4 of the kingdom of God is the material world. And every universe is on the top of Anantasesh. So this is Lord Balaram again, okay? He's there, Lord Balaram, Anantasesh. Anantasesh is glorifying the Supreme Lord's glories, fame, name, form, qualities, and pastimes since time immemorial. And still up to now, is still continuing glorification of the Supreme Lord. And there's no end. But another meaning of Shesha means whatever is left over. So whatever is left over, Lord Balaram still will continue to do, to serve Lord Krishna. So now, Lord Balaram is so special. There is similarities, and there's also difference between Lord Balaram and Lord Nityananda. Lord Balaram, he gets angry. And Lord Nityananda, he doesn't get angry. We can tell in this story of Romaharshan, while in his travel, Lord Balaram, he didn't partake in this battle of Kurukshetra. So he was doing all his traveling as well. And he somehow, he came to the place where Romaharshan, he is playing chess, and he did not stand up. He continued sitting. The proper culture is that if there is a very senior devotee or advanced devotee came, you should stand up and offer respect. So Balaram, with the use of kusa grass, with a tip, he touched Romaharshan and he gave up his body at that time. But Lord Balaram, Lord Nityananda, he never gets angry. And we can tell that in the story of Jagai and Madai. So we'll go back to that story later. So Lord Nityananda, he appeared in 1473 in Ekachakra. Now this Ekachakra is around 4 hours away from Sridham Mayapur, our temple, Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir. It's around 100 miles or something. 100 miles, 100 kilometers, something like, well, 100 miles is longer, but I think 100 kilometers. So it says that when, at the time when Lord Krishna in the battle of Kurukshetra, Bhishma Dev, he wanted to break the promise. And one day he wanted to break the promise of Lord Krishna that he will not fight So he wanted to make Lord Krishna angry. And at that time, Lord Krishna took the wheel of the chariot and ready to smash into the body of Bhishma Dev. You remember this story? So now it did not happen because there's a certain time limit. When the sun sets, all the fighting will stop. This is the rule. So it says that Lord Krishna, when he threw that wheel of the chariot, it ended up in Bengal, in Eka Chakra. That's why it's called Ek Chakra or Eka Chakra. Now, anyone from our devotees have been to Eka Chakra? Raise your hands. This is a very special place. It's very remote, very rural. Like many of you have been to Mayapur. You can tell, it's like not fully exploited yet by so many high-rise buildings. There are some high-rise buildings now, but Eka Chakra, you will not find so many structures. It's like very rare that you'll find a car coming back and forth like this. So Eka Chakra is a very special place. When the Supreme Lord took birth there, the villagers, they can tell that this personality, this child, is extraordinary. He's not an ordinary personality. Well, it says that when at the young age, Lord Nityananda has a circle of friends. And the circle of friends, every day they would reenact different pastimes of the Supreme Lord based from the tutelage, based from the leadership of Lord Nityananda. He would tell his friends different roles that they will do. Just like they played, for example, that time when Vasudeva and Devaki, they were in the prison house of Kamsa, and how Lord Krishna appeared, and how Vasudeva brought Krishna to Mathura, or to Gokul, and exchange Yoga Maya instead. They did this. They played this. One time they were playing like a Ram and Lakshman with building of the bridge to Lanka. So he would play many of these different kinds of pastimes of the Supreme Lord, and the villagers who are watching, they're so surprised. They cannot comprehend how vividly the Lord Nityananda and his friends would reenact all of these pastimes. They would consider that how is this possible? So one of the villagers will ask Lord Nityananda, how are you able to do this? This is a very nice reenactment of passage, stories of the Lord. Lord Nityananda says, I know all these pastimes because they are my pastimes. You will see. So indirectly, Lord Nityananda, who's playing different roles, sometimes as Krishna, sometimes as Balaram, sometimes as Ram, sometimes as Lakshman, he is able to tell them actually that I was part of that pastime. But for the villagers who is seeing and watching as if really he was there, but they didn't know that actually he's that personality. So yes, this song that you sang, that this Nitai Padakamala, Srila Prabhupada says that the whole world is suffering. And if you want peace, then you should take shelter of Lord Nityananda's lotus feet. Lord Nityananda's lotus feet is compared to the cooling rays of millions of moons. Millions of moons. It's like Srila Prabhupada says that if a person is so fatigued and tired, but then as soon as there's a full moon, it's like last night, it was Purnima. So when you have the rays of the moon touch your body, then you'll feel relieved immediately. You'll get so much energy, you'll get rejuvenated, you become fresh. So similarly, what to say of having millions of moons touching your body all at the same time, then one will not feel any fatigue at all. One will be so refreshed. One will be free from anxiety. One will become peaceful. So yes, Nitai Padakamala. This is the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. They're as cooling as millions of moons. And as Prabhupada says, the whole world, we only have one main disease. Now, not COVID-19. Our main disease is anxiety. Everyone is anxiety, whether there's COVID or no COVID. Everyone is anxiety. Anxiety of many, many things. It depends on different personalities, different persons. So this anxiety can only be alleviated if we take shelter on Lord Nityananda. It says here, if someone has not established his relationship with Lord Nityananda, then his human birth is wasted. As Prabhupada says also, he is pashu. He is like an animal without any master. Anyone who takes shelter of Lord Nityananda's lotus feet is like an animal, but with a very good master. An animal that has a good master, he is feel protected. He will be taken care of. But those who doesn't know Lord Nityananda, they're animals also, but they don't have any master. So there is a big difference. It's like a stray dog, right? If you see a stray dog in the street, it's suffering, very miserable. So Lord Nityananda is like this. He is very merciful. So at the age of 12, it says, 12 or 13, there is a mendicant, traveling mendicant who came to Ekachakra. And he became a guest of the parents of Lord Nityananda, Hadai Pandit, Hadai Ojai, but he's also a very renowned scholar. So he's also called Hadai Pandit, and his mother Padmavati. So Hadai Pandit, he knows the tradition, the Vedic culture, and he told the sadhu that whatever you may need, I will try to give you. I will give you all the help, assistance that you may need. You please just let me know. So this sadhu, this mendicant, holy man, he became attracted to this young boy, Nitai. So he told Hadai Pandit, the Brahmana, the sadhu, that I need an accompaniment. Somebody, I need someone to accompany me for my traveling. And I want your son to travel with me. So even though it's against the will of his parents, but they already gave their word, especially Hadai Pandit. So he reluctantly, he gave Nitai. So now Nitai, he knew also from within that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is already performing his childhood pastimes in Navadvip. Um, it says that Lord Nityananda is 12 years older than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So within his mind, actually, he's willing to go to the to go to these different holy places with the sadhu, and they were traveling for almost 20 years. Traveling to 20 years, they went to so many places, to Haridwar, they even went to Vrindavan, Rishikesh, from north to south of India. In between, they've been to all of these holy places. So eventually, Lord Nityananda arrived in Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan, he get into the mood of Lord Balaram. And he was always asking, "Oh, Krishna, my master, where are you?" So he was like looking for Lord Krishna. In that way, he is able to relish the different uh, pastimes of the Supreme Lord also, while he is in different holy places in Vrindavan. So eventually, he ended up in Navadvip. Navadvip. He knew that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here. So he was saying that, well, let me go first to Nandana Acharya's house, because he's very, very favorable towards Lord Nityananda. And within himself, he knew that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that he's already there also. But then he would like to play hide and seek. He wants to hide. He doesn't want to like immediately wanted to see. He wanted to see Lord Chaitanya, but not in the sense that he will be looking for him. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that Nitai is already in Navadvip. So he asked Sasvarup, was that? Damodar, Swarup Damodar, and also Haridas Thakur. Yes, Haridas Thakur, to look for Lord Nityananda around. But they cannot find him. They were looking for him for 3 hours. They cannot find him. So Lord Nityananda eventually says, well, I'm sure if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would like to see me, he will come and see me here. So eventually Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gathered all of his associates, and they went to see Lord Nityananda. So this meeting is very, very remarkable, because as like their age, maybe like 12 years difference, but when they saw each other, as if they known each other also for a long time. Like the two brothers met eventually. The other brother of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Visvarup, is also an expansion of Lord Nityananda. And during this travel also, actually, Lord Nityananda, he stayed most of the times in Pandarpur. In Pandarpur. This is in Maharashtra. So, yes, Lord Nityananda is like also an abadut. You know what's the meaning of abadut? It's a pure soul. Pure soul. But they don't conform with the environment. They're just like beyond moral laws or laws of man. But they are actually behaving properly, but very difficult to understand according to their own activities. Some of these abaduts, they don't wear any clothes. It's like you've seen in India, some of these during the Kumbh Mela, they have these Nagababas. Usually abadut pertains to followers of Lord Shiva, Saivas. But there are also Vaishnavas who are in this category. Was Vamsidas Babaji also? It's like an abadut, and he is a deity of Gornitai, and he will chastise the deities. And sometimes he will feed the deities, and sometimes he will chastise and will not offer anything. It cannot be explained. So Lord Nityananda is like this, an abadut. And sometimes he will play with crocodiles in Ganga. Who would want to play with very dangerous animals like that, crocodile? But for Lord Nityananda, it's just a play. He would. There's one time also he would sit on the lap of Malini Mataji, and he would suck the breast of Malini Mataji is like a child having being breastfed. But he's already 32 years old and he would still do this. So who would do this? An abadut like Lord Nityananda can do this. So yes, Lord Nityananda also, one time Malini was cooking and then there was a crow who took away the pan. It's going to be used for cooking. And Lord Nityananda was there. So she asked Lord Nityananda for help. And then Lord Nityananda talked to the crow, and the crow returned the pot for cooking. So Lord Nityananda, he knew the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That even at the time of when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will take sannyas, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confer especially to Lord Nityananda, and he went with the Lord to Katwa, and he witnessed the hair cutting ceremony and the sannyas ceremony of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after sannyas, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. But then Lord Nityananda, he tricked Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that instead of going to Vrindavan, he somehow managed, Lord Nityananda managed to have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu go to Shantipur, the village of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya. And even along the way also, along the way to Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's danda was broken into 3 pieces by Lord Nityananda. Well, Lord Nityananda thought that he doesn't need danda. He's beyond Varnashram. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he doesn't need the danda. Another reason why he broke the danda of Lord Chaitanya is that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was initiated in the Mayavad. Mayavad Sannyasi. In Mayavad Sannyasis, they only have Ekadanda. So the Supreme Lord, he doesn't need this also, this Ekadanda. So he broke, Nitai broke into 3 pieces, the danda. And also, yes, it is like a hindrance for the Lord to carry a danda wherever he goes. So the Lord would like to have darshan of Lord Jagannath ahead of time with his associates in order for him to relish and enjoy the darshan of the Lord. So to carry a danda, it'll be a hindrance. It will slow Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in going to Jagannath Puri. So that's why danda was broken. And there is this place, still very famous, where the place where the danda of Lord Chaitanya was broken into 3 pieces by Lord Nityananda. So we were mentioning earlier that Lord Nityananda is very merciful. His depth of mercy is fathomless, very difficult to fathom. I mean, unlimited. There's this prayer of Srila Rupa Goswami. Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tuse Namaha. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, according to Srila Rupa Goswami, is the most merciful incarnation of the Supreme Lord. He is giving freely love of Godhead to everyone, irregardless whether you're qualified or not qualified. So Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made them as Sankirtan partner. And their service is that the whole day they will spread Krishna consciousness, the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda, finally, they decided when they heard of these two brothers, Jagadananda and Madhavananda, or Jagai and Madai. They were brought up in Brahminical culture, but somehow or other they have forgotten their culture. Due to wrong association, they became devotees. They become rascals. Number one, they commit so many sins that even Chitragupta, the secretary of Yamaraj, who's writing down all the sinful activities and living entities that perform, according to Chitragupta, his computer crashed, his memory crashed, computer memory, because of due to so many sinful activities that these two brothers committed. Not be able to handle the load, it became overloaded. This is how Jagai and Madai's sinful activities are. So according to Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda, these are the best candidate for the Supreme Lord. So on that day, they met Jagai and Madai, and they tried to introduce the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but then they became angry, Jagai and Madai. Instead of saying yes to the sadhu, instead they chased them away, Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda, and even said many ill names to the two devotees. So they went back to Lord Chaitanya the next day and they told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a report that this is what happened. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy, and he says, okay, you continue your program. And then second time they met, Jagai and Madai, Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda faced a very great danger because Madhai, he found a broken piece of pot, clay pot, and he struck Lord Nityananda on the head. Now, this is a plan of Lord Nityananda, that blood oozes from his forehead. The Lord's body is transcendental. In the Shri Upanishad, the Lord doesn't have any veins like us. There's no blood in the body of the Lord. It's completely transcendental. So, but somehow some blood came out of the forehead of Lord Nityananda due to the broken pot that was used by Madai to struck his head, Lord Nityananda. And the news spread so fast and it reached Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very quickly, he reached that place where the incident happened. And he was ready to cast the Sudarshan Chakra to both Jagai and Madai. But then Lord Nityananda begged forgiveness. And he was saying that, oh, actually, Jagai stopped Madhai from further hurting me. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was ready to forgive Jagai. But then for Madhai, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, I cannot forgive him because he hurt you. Only if you forgive him, then I will forgive him. Yes, Lord Nityananda says, if you don't forgive them, then your coming, the purpose of why you came will be defeated. You came to save the conditioned souls. And if you don't do it, then what is the use? There is no other hope. There is no other shelter that these devotees will have. So, Lord Nityananda, he forgave Madhai. Then eventually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgave also Madhai. And because they witnessed, both Jagai and Madhai, they witnessed the loving exchanges between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, that eventually they surrender. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told them to spread Krishna consciousness and also at the same time chant 1 lakh rounds, 100,000 times. That means 8 hours or so of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Now, after a month or so, Madhai, he felt that it is not complete. I don't feel purification just by this. Let me ask Nityananda Prabhu what to do. So Lord Nityananda, in order for Madhai to become more purified, he told Jagai and Madhai to clean a certain area of bathing place uh, every day. And that place is become known as Jagai and Madhai Gut. It's still there in Mayapur. You can go there and take a bath in this special place. So yes, the mercy of Lord Nityananda is also further expanded as the spiritual master. He is the Adi Guru. Lord Nityananda, Lord Balaram is the Adi Guru, which means that all the spiritual masters in the disciplic succession, the bona fide representatives of the Supreme Lord, are all representatives of Lord Nityananda. That's why it says there's only one Guru. It's like your Guru, my Guru, no such thing. We all have the same Guru because they all sprang from Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda, in principle, Guru is one, but in details, they have many to explain further different intricacies of Bhakti Yoga. So yes, we should somehow or other be very, very grateful to Lord Nityananda. His mercy is unlimited. We should pray to his mercy. The mercy, it says what? We should always aspire to attain the lotus feet of Nitai. Because Nityananda means eternal, Nitya, and Ananda, happy, blissful. So anyone who takes shelter, hang on to the lotus feet or the dhoti of Lord Nityananda will always be blissful, will always be happy. We should learn from Lord Nityananda how his mood of always thinking to serve the Supreme Lord. Yes, serving the Supreme Lord also in his spiritual master expansion. It's like the spiritual master is, there is what you call Chaitya Guru, and also the Guru outside, our spiritual master. The Guru inside is super soul, the Paramatma. And outside is our instructing or initiating spiritual master. So they're all representative of the Supreme Lord, Lord Nityananda, specifically Lord Balaram. We should learn how to serve the Supreme Lord with utmost care and attention, just like of Lord Nityananda. Pray to the mercy of Lord Nityananda that we'll get also his mercy and be always attached unto his lotus feet. Therefore, we'll be free from the pangs of material existence and especially become free from the main disease, not COVID. You don't need the vaccination for this. Actually, the vaccination is the service. And to get rid of this anxiety is that we have to take shelter of Lord Nityananda, Nityananda Balaram. Without the mercy of Lord Nityananda, we'll not get the mercy or obtain the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we will not be able to get Braja Prem, Radha Krishna Prem. How do we get the mercy of Lord Nityananda? By getting the mercy of the six Goswamis. And how do we get the mercy of six Goswamis? We get the mercy of six Goswamis by obtaining the mercy of Guru. And how do we obtain the mercy of Guru? By assisting him in the service of the Supreme Lord, especially in spreading the holy name of the Lord, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and also by distributing this knowledge to everyone whom we'll meet, especially by giving them books written by Srila Prabhupada like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So on this day is very auspicious. We're celebrating Lord Nityananda's appearance day. And the best way to do this, to celebrate, is to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and spread to others the same knowledge. Hare Krishna. There are unlimited pastimes of the Supreme Lord. I mean, time is, of course, we have the whole time, but the pastimes of the Supreme Lord is not so easy to explain or tell in 1 hour's time. So I just kind of like capsulate whatever. They're all good, they're all important, but I think what we discuss is like very, very vital and important for today's discussion. Is there any questions or any other points that you may want to contribute or to ask?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for this wonderful encapsulation of Lord Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes and the Tattva. As Maharaj said, if there are any questions, please direct them towards Maharaj. Your mic is unmuted. My only request is that you all can unmute one at a time. And if those who are not asking any questions, I kindly request them to make sure that their microphone is muted, so that there is no additional background um, disturbance that sometimes can happen. So please go ahead. You can, if anybody wants to unmute themselves, please do so now. Thank you.
You may show your video also, or the face, so I can see who's making
That's a
comments.
good idea. Let's not be impersonalist.
Yes. So any other points?
Hare Krishna Maharaj,
Haribo,
Vaishnava Das here.
Vaishnava Prabhu. Yes.
Well, on behalf of Iskcon Niagara, I'd like to extend to you a very big thank you for blessing us with your, in-depth Katha on Lord Nityananda for this appearance day. And thank you for giving us your time today. The
Yes.
Katha was very nice. It took us through, especially the battlefield of Kurukshetra. I could picture that wheel flying across the fields to Eka Chakra, landing there. So very nice. Thank you very much. And for all the other little bits and pieces that you put together today. So really like to take this opportunity to invite you again and again to join us and share your experiences and your vast knowledge on this super sweet subject matter. And we have also the month of March coming up, and we have March 27th as an open date for you. You may want to consider that. But thank you again. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes,
Just
Maharaj. Go ahead, Maharaj. Go ahead. You were saying something. Go ahead.
no. Here in Vancouver, they were telling me that every Nityananda Trayodasi they have a cooking contest. So devotees they will cook or they will bring and offer them to the Lord. And the last time that they had was last year or 2 years ago, because last year didn't have, this year didn't have. They had 66 offerings. So it's a good, maybe in the future you can have that also in Niagara region. You can have, because Lord Nityananda likes to eat, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And whatever Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu likes, Lord Nityananda Prabhu also likes.
It's a good
Different
idea,
kinds.
Maharaj. Right now, we have just started virtually because of COVID. We just started
Yeah.
Iskcon Niagara Center uh, on the 1st of November, the first day of Kartik.
Yeah.
And we launched it in
Yeah.
the middle of COVID. So we are in working towards getting a physical place, and hopefully, when things are better, we will have a physical place and perhaps 108 offerings, like
Yeah.
we can offer to Lord Nityananda. So,
Sure.
so thank you so much
And
again, Maharaj. Is there anybody would like to, interact with Maharaj, ask him a question? I personally love the way Maharaj, you actually encapsulated everything, right from the Tattva of Lord Balram, the Vaibhav Prakash, Vilas Prakash, Swayam Prakash, and then the quadruple expansions in Mathura, Dwarka, and then the 24 Lord Narayanas, who are also the expansions of the second quadruple expansion of Sankarshan, and then further the three Vishnus that you described, Mahavishnu and Karanadakshayi Vishnu, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and the Paramatma feature of the Shirodakshayi Vishnu, and also the Jivas who are part of the plan. We're part of Lord Balram, and the wonderful the different pastimes of Lord Nityananda appeared in Ek Chakragram. That was amazing, this pastime. I haven't heard it in a long time. Perhaps, you just kind of rekindled my memories. I had heard it in one of the lectures earlier about how Bhishmadev the attack on Bhishmadev, that chakra landed up in Eka Chakragram. And uh, the wonderful son of Hadai Pandit and Padmavati Mata, and that sadhu who came was Lakshmi Pati Tirtha, who came,
yeah.
took.
Well, it says that it is Lakshmipati Tirtha, but then later on, Lord Nityananda met Lakshmipati Tirtha in a different occasion. So there are like many or two stories in this. First, it was Lakshmipati Tirtha, but then it says no.
I see.
He met definitely Lakshmipati Tirtha during his travels.
I see. I see.
And then
Sometimes,
they
sometimes even in Bhagavatam, different versions are spoken by, but at the end of the day, he did serve Lakshmi Pati Tirtha.
yes.
It was very, very important as an example of accepting of the seva of Vaishnavas. So,
Yeah.
so
And
and
he's a
wonderful,
super
and
lord
how
himself.
he enacted his pastimes with his friends, and
Mm-mm.
his childhood, especially the Ramayan Leela, where he became Lakshman, and he falls prey to Indrajit's, Ravan's son's uh, attack, and So like this, Maharaj, it was so wonderful. Guru Tattva, the Mool Guru Tattva is Lord Nityananda. That's a wonderful point that you
Yeah.
mentioned, Maharaj, that your Guru, my
There's
Guru, or all the Gurus, they all actually culminate as the source is Lord Nityananda, who is the Adi Guru.
right.
So that's the
Right.
amazing thing that we all have to remember when we are practicing Vaishnavas, to be very careful. And we all have our Jagai Madais within us, you know, that we need to take shelter, you know. And this wonderful bhajan composed by Narottam Das Thakur, you touched on that. Of course, how much can you really speak on an unlimited personality? But you have wonderfully encapsulated, and we really, Vaishnadas Prabhu, as he mentioned, um, Maharaj, please come back. You know, I will coordinate this with you. Next month is the month of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this whole month of March we had dedicated to Guru Tattva and Nityananda
Mhm.
Prabhu. So all the 4 lectures were based on Guru Tattva and Nityananda Prabhu. Yours being
Mm-mm.
the one closest to Nityananda Trayadoshi. So Maharaj, we
Mm-mm.
have 2 dates open. If you would like to, 20th or the 27th of March. Uh,
Mm.
so if you are available, I can coordinate that with you later on. I will consult with Vaishnav Prabhu on what is available. And if you are available, that will be our good fortune.
Sure. We will see what is the plan. I'm not 100% sure, but would be happy to have your association again somehow. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. We are very fortunate. So is there anybody who would like to ask Maharaj anything before Maharaj leaves?
Any comments or whatever? Okay. If there's none, we will go. All right.
Maharaj, can I just, sorry, quick one question, Maharaj.
Yes.
Thank you again. Now,
Mm.
I know you've been to Toronto Temple a long, long time ago.
Mm-mm.
And what was the attraction to Iskcon? The one thing that attracted you?
The one thing that attracted me,
Yes.
uh, prasadam, the
Good.
deities, the deities, the atmosphere, the peacefulness and serenity of the temple. Temple means mandir. So first time I came into the temple, it's like no anxiety. Whatever you're thinking of your anxiety of it just like flew away. The smell, the incense, sadam also, the ghee mixed up with the offering. But the devotees also as well, especially. I never forget, when I met the devotees, they're so happy, so joyful, and yeah, with their association, it's the best. No need of anything else if you're with the devotees, because if you're with the devotees, then Krishna is automatically present. Mm. When their devotees are, kirtan is there, harikatha is there, association, all these things. So this made me a decision to join, especially in Toronto. My Prabhu Datta Desh, where I took birth second time. Yes, yes. So we cannot forget those feelings, the time, the deities. Yes. Later on, we just realize we're serving the Supreme Lord, but in the beginning, we admire them, but we don't have such realization. But then later on, we started to understand their position up to a certain extent. So yes, those are the ways that attracted me.
Thank
So you
you.
have a center now in Niagara Falls, right?
I beg your pardon.
You have a center there?
We have a virtual center at this moment,
Okay.
and in a few months, hopefully, we made an arrangement with a pastor at the local church,
Acha?
at a church,
Okay.
and they've allowed us to use the facility until
Really?
for as long as we need it.
Good.
So that'll be
Yeah.
the next phase. But whilst that's happening, we are scouting out for property in the area
Mm-mm.
to build something very beautiful. So hopefully, let's see how that'll work out.
Okay. Very good. So we may do our pranams to everyone, and happy Nityananda Trayodasi to you all. Let's all pray to Lord Nityananda to shower his mercy upon us so that we can be also eternally happy. Okay?
Thank you.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kipasinduvya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavindra ki jai. So thank you.
Thank you,
Till we
Maharaj.
see you
Thank you once again.
Haribol.
Haribol. Please come back again. We'll coordinate your next program. Thank you.
Haribol.
All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Maharaj. Our obeisances to you.
Jai ho.
So a few quick announcements about the coming week, dear devotees. In this week, we have a couple quick announcements, and those are basically in regards to the on Wednesday, March 3rd, is the appearance of Srila Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur, the divine Gurudev of Srila Prabhupada. So there's going to be fasting until noon, and Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, spread the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the early 20th century. He preached strongly against the deep-rooted influence of casteism and impersonalism. He was meeting with many scholars, educators, and other leaders, and he wrote over 108 essays and many books. He strove to present Krishna consciousness as the highest esteemed goal of life. He established 64 temples, or what we call as the Gaudiya Mutts, and inside and outside of India. Also, the same day is the disappearance of Srila Purushottam Thakur. Purushottam Thakur had three main disciples, Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Yadvacharya, and Devki Nandan Das. And they were born in Kulina, Brahmin families. Madhvacharya married Nityananda Prabhu's daughter Ganga Devi. And Devki Nandan Prabhu was the author of the book Vaishnav Vandane. Purushottam Das Thakur's Sripat was previously at Suksagar. Now his deities are at Chandriya Gram. This temple is called Vasu Janwa Pat. Perhaps this is due to the fact that Kanai Thakur, the son of Purushottam, was the adopted son of Sri Janwa Devi. Sri Janwa Devi is the eternal consort of Lord Nityananda, just like Radha is to Krishna. So Sri Purushottam Thakur in the Krishna Leela, in the eternal pastimes of Lord Krishna, is the coward boy Stoka Krishna. So we ask for the blessings of these two acharyas to bestow us pure devotional service. That is our fervent prayer at the lotus feet. So now I would like to present the ending kirtan or a bhajan. It was the desire of devotees to glorify Lord Nityananda. So we will sing a very nice bhajan, Nadiya Godru Mein, Nityananda Mahajan. So, Pankit Prabhu, can we have the display of Nadiya Godru Mein? नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारण नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारण नादिया हो नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारणे श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारण श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है नादिया हो नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारण प्रभुर आज्ञा भाई मागे भिक्षा बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण भिक्षा प्रभु आज्ञा है मागे भिक्षा कहो कृष्ण बोलो भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण लक्षा नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारणे श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है नादिया हो नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारण हरिबो अपराध शून्य होय लहो कृष्ण नाम अपराध शून्य होय लहो कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धन प्राण कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धनवान नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारण नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारणे श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है नादिया हरिबो नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारणे कृष्णेर संसार कोरो छाड़ी अनाचार कृष्णेर संसार कोरो छाड़ी अनाचार जीवे दोया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्म सार जीवे दोया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्म सार नादिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारणे नाडिया ओ नादिया गोद्रुमे नित्यानंद महाजन पाठियाचे ओ पाठियाचे नाम हट्ट जीवेर कारणे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे परम करुणा बहु दुई जाना निताई गौर चंद्र परम करुणा बहु दुई जाना निताई गौर चंद्र सब अवतार सार शिरोमणि केवल या नंद कंद सब अवतार सार शिरोमणि केवल या नंद कंद भजो भजो भाई चैतन्य नीताय भजो भजो भाई चैतन्य नीताय सुदृढ़ विश्वास कोरी सुदृढ़ विश्वास कोरी विषया छाड़िया से रस माजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि विषया छाड़िया से रस माजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाही देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाई एमन दयाल दाता ओ एमन दयाल दाता पशु पक्षी झूरे पाषाण विदारे पशु पक्षी झूरे पाषाण विदारे शुनि जार गुण गाथा शुनि जार गुण गाथा परम करुणा बहु दुई जन निताई गौरचंद्र संसार माजिया रोहिली पोरिया संसार माजिया रोहिली पोरिया সেই পদ নাহিল আশা সেই পদ নাহিল আশা আপনা করমে ভুঞ্জায়ে সমান আপনা করমে ভুঞ্জায়ে সমান কোয়ে না लोचन दास कोहे लोचन दास परम करुणा बहु दुई जन निताई गौरचंद्र. The two lords Nitai Gaurachandra are very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnations. The specific significance of these incarnations is that they introduced a process of chanting and dancing that is simply joyful. Param karuna pahudui jana nitai Gaurachandra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. My dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement and sense gratification. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. My dear brother, just try and examine this. Within the three worlds, there is no one like Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds and beasts cry and stones melt. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But Lochan Das regrets that I am entrapped by sense gratification. Since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, then Yamraj, the god of death, the superintendent of death, is punishing me by not allowing me to be attracted by this movement. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, 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 Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, 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 Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. बोलो नित्यानंद भगवान की जय. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद जी की जय. नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की जय. ब्रह्म मध्य गौड़ीय संप्रदाय आचार्य गुरुवर की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत श्री गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय. श्री मायापुर धाम की जय. श्री नवदीप धाम की जय. पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. बोलो श्री गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, समावेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, समावेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Adi Guru, Guru तत्व के तत्व श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. गौर प्रेमानंदे Hari Hari Bol. So thank you again, once again, for all the devotees who have spent their Saturday evening in a very nice way, in a joyous mood, glorifying Lord Nityananda. Our special thanks again to His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah Janardhana Swami and to all the participants. Hare Krishna. May you all have a wonderful, blissful week. Please don't forget to fast this coming Wednesday, the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, fasting till noon. And all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Be safe. Jai Narsingadev. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Is that Mukund Prabhu?
Yes, yes, yes. Very nice program.
Yes, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the Vaishnavas. Thank you for attending.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Prabhu. Hari Bol. Nice.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.